The internet hit pause the moment the footage dropped, a single clip grainy, silent, and just under 30 seconds had the entire timeline gasping for air. Tasha K didn't tease it, didn't build it up with commentary or captions. She just posted it, raw and unfiltered, and let it speak for itself. The video, Erica Mena, barefoot, wild-eyed, sprinting out of a dimly lit hotel room like she was running from something she couldn't unsee. Her purse clutched like it held her survival, and seconds later Mendeecees Harris, disheveled, shirt half-tucked, stumbling into the hallway with panic in his eyes. No audio, no explanations, just silence, tension, and a timestamp reading 12:47 a.m. That was all it took. Within minutes, blogs were reposting, fans were screen recording, and hashtags were trending faster than producers could issue NDA letters. Nobody could look away. Questions came flooding in. What triggered that exit? Why was Erica running like her soul was on fire? And why, of all people, did Tasha K have the footage? The timing was brutal. Just weeks ago, Yandy Smith, Erica, and Mendeecees had wrapped a reunion episode already thick with unresolved tension. But this wasn't reunion mess. This was off-season chaos, unauthorized, unscripted, and devastatingly real, and Tasha K wasn't done. She captioned the clip with just one line: "Stop blaming women when you'll know who really lacks self-control." No names, just fire, and with that, the entire internet turned upside down. Producers ducked behind closed doors. PR teams went dark. Blogs scrambled to rewrite their narratives. Was this an altercation? A breakdown? A cast fight that went too far? Or something darker that never should have made it past the hotel walls? Theories flooded every corner of social media. Erica's bare feet, Mendeecees' face frozen in confusion, the way he paced before going back inside. Fans dissected every pixel. And while some called it dramatic over nothing, others said the truth was hiding in plain sight. That wasn't reality TV acting, one tweet read. That was real fear, real flight. And then came the whisper sources close to Tasha K claimed. She'd been holding the footage for weeks. She didn't plan to release it. But after hearing Yandy subtly spin the story on a podcast interview minimizing what happened in that hotel, and framing Erica as the aggressor, Tasha snapped. Someone from the hotel staff, anonymous and allegedly fed up with fake narratives, sent her the clip with one message: "This ain't for TV, this is real." That changed everything. In the footage, Erica disappears around a hallway corner. Mendeecees stops short at the elevator bay. He grabs his head with both hands, spins in place like he's lost, then retreats into the room, alone. That moment, him standing there, frozen, has already been memed, analyzed, freeze-framed, a million times. It's become the defining image of a storyline nobody saw coming. Erica hasn't said a word. No Instagram lives, no subtweets, not even a reaction emoji, and that silence, louder than any press release. Fans are digging up old confessionals, old interviews, even that viral clip from season 10, where she hesitated mid-sentence talking about her boundaries. Suddenly, every pause, every breath, every awkward moment looks like a clue they missed. Meanwhile, Mendeecees took a different route. Hours after the footage went viral, he posted a black screen on IG stories with the words, "Not everything you see is what it seems." It was deleted 10 minutes later, but the damage permanent. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Back at VH1 headquarters, panic was setting in. This clip wasn't from their cameras. This wasn't scheduled production. This was rogue, unsanctioned, and far more powerful than anything they've filmed this season. Emergency meetings were called. Some execs wanted to bury the story. Others said it was too late and they needed to pivot the entire arc of the season. Meanwhile, Tasha K went live for 5 minutes, just sipping wine, smiling. She said only one thing: sometimes the tea is bitter because it's real. Y'all gonna learn today. And then she held up her phone. A blurred screen. A folder titled Camera 2. That single image sent the entire internet into overdrive. Was there more? A second angle? Audio? A full-length version? A former VH1 assistant anonymously messaged a gossip blog with the line, "What y'all saw was a safe cut. No one's confirmed it." But even the rumor of a second tape was enough to send shockwaves through the entire cast. Yandy pulled out of scheduled shoots. Mendeecees told producers he'd only film again if he could tell his side uncut. And Erica? Off-grid, not answering texts, ignoring calls, silent, until one night, Tasha K posted a DM on her story, a single sentence. From Erica Mena, "I'm ready when you are." No names, no timestamps. But Tasha reposted it with a wink emoji and the caption, "I don't interview victims, I amplify them." And that sent the entire timeline into chaos. Now everyone's watching, refreshing feeds, waiting for Camera 2, and the question isn't if it's coming, it's when. And who it'll destroy first. Fan pages were no longer just reacting, they were producing. Mock posters began circulating titled "The Fall of Mendeecees." featuring a smirking Tasha K edited like the final boss of the franchise. This wasn't a leak anymore. It was a digital battlefield. The internet had declared war, not just on Mendeecees, but on the entire machine that had kept him untouchable for years. But while the chaos was spiraling online, something unexpected happened off camera. Yandy quietly arrived at the studio. No glam squad, no camera crew, not even a handler. She walked in alone for a wardrobe fitting, and the silence that followed her through the hallway loud. She didn't speak, not to cast, not to crew, just nodded politely, stood still for measurements, and stared at the studio monitor playing back an old episode. The scene wasn't related to the scandal, but the weight in her eyes said it didn't matter. One stylist whispered you could feel her heart break in the room. She left without a word. But people started asking, was this her calm before the storm? Was she preparing a confrontation? Or was she preparing her exit? Then Tasha K posted again. This time, it wasn't a video. It was a single image, a still frame, same hallway, same timestamp as the original footage, but from a slightly different angle, and in the corner, a mirror inside that reflection, just barely visible, was the blurry outline of someone seated in a chair, phone in hand. Took Granny to identify, but fans weren't waiting on confirmation. The theories exploded instantly. Some swore it looked like Yandy, others argued it was Tasha herself. A few said it was just hotel staff, but the speculation had already taken root. If someone else was in that room, it shifted everything. Then Kirk Frost, never one to miss mess, stirred the pot further. While filming with Rashida, Jock, and Sierra, he suddenly said, "This ain't even the worst leak we're gonna see." Trust me, the line wasn't in the script. When producers asked what he meant, he just shrugged and muttered, "People forget who got the hard drives." That line made it into the taping. Some crew said it was the most real thing they'd filmed all season. Others weren't sure if VH1 would dare air it. Soon after, the network confirmed the reunion taping. No audience, no filler cast. Just a locked-in set with the core names, Erica, Mendeecees, Yandy, Kirk, Carly. And shockingly, Tasha K fans lost it. Was she joining the show? Was she just there to moderate the mess she'd started? Either way, the energy was clear. This wasn't a reunion. This was a war council behind the scenes. It got worse. Producers told cast to rewatch key scenes, especially the leaked footage. They wanted unscripted reactions. Yandy reportedly snapped, "I'm not performing my trauma for ratings." Mendeecees barely lasted 10 minutes in his prep session before walking out, muttering, "I don't know anyone clarity." Then came Erica, not in person but in audio. Her team posted a voice note teaser online. Her voice was low, steady, but the line she spoke shook the internet. "You think I ran because I feared him? No. I ran because I didn't trust myself to stay." That one sentence cracked open a million interpretations. Was it love? Guilt? Shame? Manipulation? Fans dissected her tone like it was evidence. Reddit threads broke it down syllable by syllable. YouTubers launched hour-long analysis videos. Meanwhile, Tasha K posted one word on her community tab. Soon. That was it. But it spread like wildfire. By now, Tasha wasn't just a blogger, she had become the narrative. Her presence, her silence, even her teasers were dictating the pace of the entire franchise, and the cast, they felt the weight. Fans were tagging them daily, demanding statements, explanations, breakdowns. People who once dragged Erica for being loud, impulsive, messy were now apologizing in the comments. Hashtags like #justice for Erica and #exposed Mendeecees trended under every post Tasha made. The original video was now being slowed down, zoomed in, frame by frame analyzed like crime scene footage. People pointed out the way Erica's hand clutched her purse, how fast she moved, the way she glanced over her shoulder like she wasn't just fleeing, she was escaping. And then, without warning, Tasha K dropped a 3-second preview of camera 2. No sound, no filter. A new angle. This time, you could see inside the room, just barely. Mendeecees near the door. Erica facing him, her body tense. She looked like she was pleading. He moved toward her. Fast, then cut. The internet lost it. No explanation. No follow-up. But legal emails started flooding production. This wasn't supposed to exist. If Tasha had hotel interior surveillance, someone had broken serious boundaries. Mendeecees didn't post. Insiders say Mendeecees was furious. One assistant, who was close enough to hear behind closed doors, said he was shouting, "Who's feeding her this stuff?" Yandy didn't speak. She didn't flinch. She just sat there, arms folded, eyes fixed on him like a woman who'd stopped pretending. A production source said it was the first time she looked like she'd stopped lying to herself. Later that night, Tasha K went live. No intro, no music, no whine, no smirk, just her, raw and unfiltered. She stared into the camera and said, "Y'all really think I leaked this for views? Nah. I leaked it because I've seen too many women get called unstable, dramatic, crazy when the truth is, it's the men who are reckless. Egos to big, consequences to small. Not on my watch." That was it. The clip barely lasted a minute, but it flipped everything again. People weren't gossiping anymore. They were demanding answers. They wanted VH1 to speak. They wanted consequences. Some fans even launched full-blown petitions, calling for Mendeecees to be fired, or at least suspended from the show until the truth came out. And while the internet was on fire, something even more unexpected happened. Yandy, the one who had stayed silent, finally broke. She went live, no glam, no filters, just a hoodie pulled low over her face and a trembling voice. She didn't name names, didn't mention Tasha, didn't talk about the footage, didn't say Erica's name even once. She just looked into the screen and whispered, "When you build your life on silence and sacrifice, eventually the noise becomes too loud to ignore. I've been quiet too long." That live lasted for minutes. It wasn't saved, but it was recorded, and it spread like wildfire. Blogs reposted it, fans quoted it, clips went viral. Not because of what she said, but because of how she looked. She looked exhausted. Not like a reality star, not like a boss wife, like a woman who had carried too much for too long for someone who may not have deserved it. And that's when everything shifted behind the scenes. Production hit the panic button. The reunion format was completely overhauled. No group scenes, no panel. No audience, just one-on-one sit-downs, emotional testimonies, raw confessions. The illusion of control was gone. Erica agreed to film her part, but only under one condition. Tasha K had to be allowed to record her own version, her own side on her own platform, and it had to drop the same day as V1's edit. The network said no. So Erica walked. Tasha confirmed it the next morning. VH1 wants ratings. "I want truth, and truth ain't always pretty, but it's real." The war lines were now drawn to storylines, to edits, to truths. V1's version, filtered, polished, calculated. Tasha's version, raw, uncut, undeniable. And just when fans thought it couldn't get any wilder, boom, a voicemail dropped. An anonymous voice note, allegedly from a hotel staff member, posted by a gossip blog. The woman sounded nervous. Her words were cautious. She said she was shaking, kept asking for her phone. He kept telling her it wasn't that deep, but she was crying. I don't think she believed him. She never said Erica's name. She didn't have to. The internet knew exactly who she meant, and now, old clips of Mendeecees started resurfacing. Him cutting off Yandy mid-sentence. Him making those slick, passive-aggressive comments. Scenes that used to feel like regular drama now looked like patterns, controlling behavior, dismissive attitude, toxic masculinity hiding in plain sight. And that's when Rashida stepped into the storm. During a dinner scene with Kirk and Sierra, she looked straight into the camera and said, "I love Yandy, but if she's protecting him, it's gonna cost her everything." Kirk tried to wave it off, said it wasn't their business, but Rashida wasn't backing down. She said, "We all saw that video. That wasn't drama, Kirk. That was real. That was pain, and production kept it in. No edits, no cuts, just real." Because by that point, the cast wasn't just filming a show, they were living in a storm. And Tasha, she was about to turn it into a flood. She announced her next release, a full-length camera to interview, a blurred text thread, a voiceover breakdown of everything V1 refused to air. She teased it with a screenshot, no names, just one chilling line at the bottom, "You promised no one would find out." Within an hour, that post hit over 100,000 shares, and behind the scenes, panic. Yandy allegedly broke down crying on a producer call, not because of the footage, but because she realized she might have spent years protecting a man who was never worth saving. Mendeecees skipped to scheduled shoots, and when he finally showed up, he brought a lawyer with him. This wasn't reality TV anymore, this was reality, and the fans, they weren't watching for fun anymore. They were counting down the minutes because now, it wasn't about how this started, it was about how it would end.